Not only fishing harbors, it has a cold chain and other processing related infra also. I request you to see that whether it is possible for you to explore the investments there. You know, the Vietnam and other East Asian countries are very strong there, but we want them also to go for that one also. And like I told, these are the major area which I request you to come and explore your interest here, so that we can able to do it. And we also want various agencies available, vertical agencies available, integrated at the government level for various operations. We'll leave the presentations, but I just wanted to highlight only one point. We're given the contact details here. So the speed of doing business is the one essence which we want to highlight to you. Please come and explore. And UAE brothers, with the arrangement of the Investopia, let us take it forward instead of waiting for next April 2026. Meanwhile, we can have multiple meetings through virtual so that we can take this dialogues continuation. Thank you for the opportunity given by the organizer of this event. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for those insights. And I now call upon our next speaker, Mohammed El Zaroni, Director of External Investments at UAE Ministry of Investments.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, thank you for having us here, for allowing us to host this Investopia, partner with the Ministry of Economy, the team here. Thanks to them for all this hard work that they've put in for this. Now, for my presentation, or my speech presentation, I just wanted to give perhaps an overview of the UAE for those who don't know about it. I'm sure that most of you know, but perhaps some of you wanted some more information, so let's delve into this. Okay. So we'll start off with the UAE as a whole, as an economy. It's a $500 billion economy. It's a very small country, but around $500 billion economy. And one of the numbers there that is quite enticing is the assets under management that we have. Over $2 trillion of assets under management in the UAE, managed by our sovereign wealth funds, whether it's Mubadala, whether it's ADQ, whether it's ADIA, ICD. So we have multiple different sovereign wealth funds that manage all of this money back home in the UAE. And this is all international investments, actually. It's not only in the UAE located, but it's mostly all around the world, including India. So what are those key investment enablers back home in the UAE? We're going to go through a couple. We'll talk about the business environment. We're going to talk about the location itself. We're going to talk about the livability, why a lot of Indians perhaps also choose the UAE as their second home, or some of them their first home as well. And then, some of the economic diversification that we've been pursuing. So first, business environment. So what makes the UAE very attractive? One, I think is most important, is the tax. Right? There's 0% tax on income, 0% tax on multiple things. 9% corporate tax that was just recently introduced, among the lowest internationally. There's no inheritance tax. So a lot of people I think they basically find this very alluring and attractive. They want to live there, they want to get 0%, no taxes on their income, on their investments, etc. Now, another important aspect would be the law, right? Is your investment protected, right? So we do follow, in some jurisdictions, the common law. So in the IFC or in ADGM, we do follow the common law international standard. So you're quite secure. You're sure that your investment is safe and nothing will happen to it. Other aspects, we have multiple trade zones, over 40 trade zones, most of it in Dubai, and this is basically, the trade zones are like, I think what the Honorable Minister also mentioned, the Dubai Internet City. It's all clusters of different zones. Different companies would relocate to those specific zones basically to be close to the ecosystem. That's one. At the same time, the 9% corporate tax is also waived off in some of those free zones. Yeah. And then you also have the typicals, which is for you own your business 100%. There's no need for a local partner if that's the route that you want to go through. The credit rating of our bonds. So once you're there, you're basically very safe and secure. Then I'll move on to the location itself. I think this is what makes the UAE another aspect that makes it very attractive, and it's connecting the east and the west. Now, if you talk about daily flights, we have over 2,000 flights daily from Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, Ras Al Khaimah. So we have multiple flights. So you're sure that you as an investor will always reach your destination in time. There'll always be a flight. There's no need to worry about that. The airports are running 24 hours, 24/7 they're open, and we're actually 8 hours away from 80% of the world. So we're literally in the middle of the world. Right. Another aspect, so now you've decided to move your business to the UAE. What's important to any business if you're producing goods and services? You want to make sure that their goods will reach their destination, right? There's not going to be any complexity. So we have 5 major ports. DP World, I think they've mentioned DP World here a couple of times, and that's actually the 4th largest operator in the world for ports. 4th largest port operator in the world that manages multiple ports all around the world. 70 plus ports, 40 plus countries. So you're sure that your goods will always reach in time. Last week actually, I met with a couple of investors from Japan. They're doing automotive parts, so redistributing of automotive parts. They're located in the UAE, and why did they choose the UAE? Because of this reach that it has. They actually, an example here in India, they ship some of those automotive parts to India, and they've chosen to do that from the UAE actually, because it's just very efficient for them to do so. Now, this is something new, I think the Honorable Ministers also mentioned, the CEPA agreements, right? The first agreement, free trade agreement that we've signed with India, the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. It's essentially an upgraded free trade agreement. So once you're in India, once you're in the UAE as well, if you're producing, you have access to such agreements. And right now we have 8 ratified. We also have other free trade agreements, historical free trade agreements through the GAFTA, with Singapore as well, and we're also signing and ratifying additional ones. I think we're around 20 right now. We've reached around 20 that have been signed or being negotiating on. We've signed one with South Korea. We've signed one with New Zealand, with Australia as well. So if you do have your base in the UAE back home, you'll be able to access those agreements, those free trade agreements, to make sure that the goods, there's no tariffs on them, basically. That's the whole point of this, right? It gives you access to the market. Now, if we go into, so what happened due to all of this favorable environment, to those agreements? We have huge economic diversity back home, whether it's, and that's also in part with the National Investment Strategy that was launched last year. We're focusing on multiple sectors that we're growing, and they've already grown, but we're also focusing on them, and they're growing, such as ICT. I think we have something big with India on this, with ICT. We have the US investing through Microsoft, partnering with some of my colleagues that will be talking. I think they'll have us, they're going to have a session later on with G42, for example. We also have financial services, a lot of fintech companies that have relocated from different parts of the world. They're utilizing the UAE as their regional headquarters, actually, due to the efficiency, due to the economic facilities that are provided there. And then, so once you've relocated, you've brought in your company, now what will you look into, right? Relocating your spouses as well. You want to live, you want to go to a place that's livable. You want to be able to feel safe. You want to feel, you want to have a good infrastructure, and this is what the UAE offers. A good education for your children. So we have major international universities there, such as NYU. They have a huge campus in Abu Dhabi. We have Cleveland Clinic as well. So your health is basically being taken care of there. So you relocate with a peace of mind that all of those services are at the tip of your hands. Right? Now, the Ministry of Investment. So what do? We're basically the first point of contact for investors coming into the UAE. That's how we want to position ourselves, and that's how we see ourselves. So investors such as yourselves, investors, if you know of anyone that wants to come to us, we basically would advise them, facilitate for the meetings that they require. We have a huge database. We work with our partners, the national champions, the sovereign wealth funds as well. So, we like to be the first point of contact, and then we'd advise you. We're not biased. We're at the federal level. We take you. If Dubai is best suited for you, we'll advise you to go to Dubai. If Abu Dhabi is best suited, we'll take you to there. Sharjah, the other Northern Emirates as well. So this is something that I think the ministry offers. We're more of a facilitator at this point. Right? Thank you very much. This is the ministry's email for any inquiries. If you want to reach out, please do reach out to us by email, or just approach me after the session. I'll be happy to talk to you and sit down with you and basically tell you more about the UAE. This is just a brief interaction, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Mohammed El Zaroni. Thank you very much, all our speakers. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will quickly move on to the second session, expanding business across borders, UAE, Andhra Pradesh partnerships. And I request the speakers to kindly stick on to the time. We have another 2 sessions to complete, and Honorable Minister for IT Andhra Pradesh, Mr. Lokesh, also will be joining us for the 3rd session. And this session will focus on how UAE and Andhra Pradesh businesses can collaborate to drive mutual growth through cross-border investments and partnerships. UAE investors will share perspectives on their expansion plans into Andhra Pradesh, while Andhra Pradesh industry leaders will highlight opportunities for expanding into the UAE market. This discussion will spotlight key sectors, best practices and strategies for successful international collaborations. Our special invitees, Sri B.C. Janardhan Reddy Garu, Honorable Minister of Infrastructure and Investments, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Welcome to you, sir. And this session will be moderated by Mr. Praveen Aditya, IAS, Andhra Pradesh Maritime Board CEO. And I also call upon our speakers, Mr. Walid Garib, Secretary General UAE International Investors Council, and Mr. Murali Krishna Gannamani, Chairman, CII Andhra Pradesh State Council and Founder and Chief Executive Officer, Fluent Grid Limited. Thank you very much. And I now hand it over to our moderator, Mr. Praveen Aditya, IAS. You need a podium. Cordless ones. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. We welcome the esteemed dignitaries on the stage. First of all, we invite Sri B.C. Janardhan Reddy Garu, Honorable Minister of Infrastructure and Investments, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Mr. Walid Harib, Secretary General of UAE International Investors Council. Mr. Murali Krishna Gannamani, Chairman of CII Andhra Pradesh and CEO of Managing Director of Fluent Grid Limited. So in this session, expanding business across borders, UAE, Andhra Pradesh partnerships. So we'll have a panel. We'll have the dignitaries presenting their views on expanding the business across borders. So first, I would like to start with Mr. Walid Harib. So before we go on, I would just like to introduce Mr. Walid Harib. Mr. Walid Harib is serving as the Secretary General of UAE International Investors Council, a federal platform that champions the overseas investment interests of Emirati businesses. With expertise in fostering global economic ties, Mr. Harib plays a pivotal role in creation and management of free zones, economic zones, and trade facilitation hubs, thereby enabling UAE investors to expand their international footprint across strategic sectors. Mr. Murali Krishna Gannamani is the Chairman of CII Andhra Pradesh and CEO and Managing Director of Fluent Grid Limited. A believer in transformative power of information technology in turning around businesses, he started a company to build COTS products for utilities, which became the de facto choice for reforming the power utilities. And last but not the least, Shri BC Janardhan Reddy Garu is leading the state's infrastructure renaissance by championing initiatives in ports, airports, logistics, and industrial clusters. So he is at the forefront of the state's efforts to build a globally competitive multimodal infrastructure network that attracts foreign investments and drives inclusive growth. So we'll start the session, Mr. Waleed Harab. Sir, I would like to start with the question. So how do you feel is the UAE International Investors Council facilitating new investment corridors between India, UAE, and the African countries? Thank you, sir. No, sir. Mic, please. Mic. No, sir. There will be a mic.
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. It shows that. Good morning. Good. Now we start. Actually, it's a coincidence for me. 20 plus years ago, I came to this region, and the funny part is actually His Excellency was the guy who received us. So when I received an invitation from Investopia, actually I was extremely excited, because always people want to go back to their past to see, and the good thing is how you connect the past with the present. I visited Hyderabad a few years ago. To be honest, when I heard all this, the senior minister, Chief Minister Naidu, all these politicians, they come and they give you big speeches. So to be honest, at the beginning, when I heard the Chief Minister talking, I said, yeah, this is another politician's talk. But actually to see the progress that happened in Hyderabad is really astonishing. He deserves really, now you become a believer, not just by talk, it's by talk and walk. I have experienced how that vision of Hyderabad was developed. It was basic, but it developed to become really an astonishing vision. And if there is anybody who I believe can create that same vision in here, is him. So we have to applaud that vision that was created. Second part, I come from UAE. Sometimes when you look into developing opportunities, you need to look at the other side, what they require. Why? If I know what you need, I can develop a product, or I can sell you what you need. This is a country that has every aspect of food security that we need. This country has human resources. This country has, this vision that developed. Today, you have, what you call this is the Silicon Valley of India. So these are the elements that you can start from here. But if I reverse the other side, these are the things that also we need. We have, the gentleman on my right, we have also some companies that can, DP World is engaged in big investment here. We have Abu Dhabi Ports also is involved. We have the airline industry. But I think we are even thriving for more. And what we aim to create more pre-visibility project that we can look at. Come and invest is a good side, but invest in what? So we need to identify pre-visibility opportunity that we can take back to our investors, and we can take back to our members to look at, so they can engage and also evaluate what type of investment they can invest. But from first impression, I think I don't need to say anything. The region is thriving region, and we can benefit out of it.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Walid. So moving on to Mr. Murali Krishna, taking cues from what Mr. Walid has been talking about the pre-feasibility opportunities, I think from CII also you would be doing a lot of such kind of similar activities. But with the perspective of Andhra Pradesh industries, how do you see these Andhra Pradesh-based businesses preparing to expand to the UAE market, and what are the promising sectors which you could find into the Gulf region?
Yeah, good morning everyone, and as a CI protocol I have to follow some. So Honorable Minister for Roads and Buildings and Infrastructure Investment, Shri BC Janardhan Reddy Garu, Mr. Walid Haribal Falai, Secretary General UAE International Investor Council, Pradeep Aditya Garu from AP Maritime Board, and colleagues from industry, and His Excellencies, distinguished guests and fellow leaders. A very warm welcome to the state, the thriving and beautiful state of Andhra Pradesh. And it's truly an honor to speak at this very landmark edition of Investopia Andhra Pradesh. It's very exciting and very encouraging day for all of us here. And I think this is a platform where ambition meets opportunity, and where the next chapter of UAE-India relations is being written with the Andhra Pradesh accent, I would say. And my heartfelt thanks to Government of Andhra Pradesh, the Ministry of Economy and Tourism, UAE, the Economic Development Board who coordinated all this, CII and Investopia for making this dialogue possible. Now, I wanted to share some experience, seeing the hall packed, even at this hour, with very beaming entrepreneurs and enthusiasts who has been truly looking forward to some great possibilities of partnerships and collaborative joint ventures with UAE. And I was traveling to Vijayawada last evening from Vizag, and I was heartening. It was so heartening to know I met so many of them traveling, to attend this event with great enthusiasm. One of them being a technology company who actually provides software services for Al Arabia. Prospecta Technology is a good friend. Likewise, another solar EPC company called Rockland Energy. He wants to explore the possibilities of expanding to the UAE market. Likewise, agri-tech or a food processing company. So it's truly like, we haven't seen this level of energy for a long time. And with what we have heard in this morning with His Excellencies and the Honorable Chief Minister, it's truly, I think, a new chapter in the beginning of our partnership. And as Honorable Chief Minister had highlighted in his speech, India and UAE today stand as partners not just in trade, but in truly transforming these regions. If you see the synergies, if you see the great vision that both these leaders have set, we, the UAE 2031 vision, is planned to double the country's GDP from 1.49 trillion to 83 trillion by 2031. And our Honorable Chief Minister's Swarna Andhra Pradesh 2047 vision is to make the state a $2.4 trillion economy. So this speaks volumes about the common aspirations of these economies. Likewise, the forward society pillar of the UAE vision and the P4, initiative that Honorable CM had shared very passionately is again to demonstrate these shared values. Now, AP's GDP, is growing at about 10.5% consistently, and has been highlighted by the Secretary earlier, Mr. Yuvraj Garu and others. We have very business-friendly policies. We have very long coastline of almost 1,000 kilometers, and it's truly a gateway to the east for any UAE investments. And the state's 5 ports and the 8,744 kilometer national highways, very ably supported by the Honorable Minister, Mr. Janardhan Reddy Garu, his policies, enhance this trade connectivity. And I believe that this aligns with the UAE's logistics expertise, creating opportunities for investments in many of these industrial corridors and sector-specific industrial parks that the Secretary had earlier highlighted. We could set up exclusive port-based industrial parks in the state to promote investments from an exports to the UAE region. We can also establish reliable organic agri and food supply chains by setting up agri and food procurement and processing facilities in the state with easy access to sea and ports. We have currently couple of airports, but we are now looking forward to having airport in almost every, I think one airport in every other district. And this can truly bring, UAE and with these kind of connectivity developments, UAE and AP can become very close, and I hope Air Arabia will start their flights very soon to our state. And UAE India SIPA Council, targeting $100 billion in trade, offers 90% zero duty exports. So Andhra Pradesh can take full advantage of this, and likewise the IMEC corridor, and especially sectors. Aditya Garu, since you asked me sectors like textiles is one where there's a whole lot of possibilities, and again a lot of employment creation. Agriculture, again pharmaceuticals, we are a big pharma hub here. This can all be benefited from these reduced tariffs, and this can also open up new doors for collaboration. And so therefore it is up to us, all of us, to see how to take advantage, to take the best advantage of this and walk through with the UAE with intent and truly imagination. Now I want to share some of our experience. I run a technology company by name Fluent Grid. We serve clients in the utility, energy and smart city sectors. And I'm very happy to share that we are collaborating and working closely with G42 in providing solutions to TAQA, the Abu Dhabi distribution company, to enable some of the smart operations and grid modernization. And we are also working with the Do Telecom. Do Telecom is one of the leading telecom companies other than the Etisalat there. And we're working with them on the ADNOC, the Abu Dhabi national company, for their smart metering, platform, smart metering solution. And likewise, we're also pursuing opportunities with DP World in the port infrastructure space. So I think what I wanted to kind of bring out is that, so these are not just isolated engagements. And there is this evidence that when vision meets execution, there is immense possibilities. And we have seen, the leaders of both our state and the UAE, they walk the talk. Like Honorable Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu Garu and His Excellency Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, they both walk the talk and truly are great visionaries and bring the best out of not just the people, but truly help realize the true potential of these regions. And again, I want to also share that Amravati, like Honorable CM has shared his great vision. We have another partner from UAE, Tabreed. I have had the pleasure of working with them. I think their colleagues, Asim, are also here. And so here they're setting up a district cooling plant, and our Honorable CM has a vision to extend district cooling to every home, not just to the businesses or commercial parks, but then to every home, and truly make Amravati one of its kind. And this you can see if you can relate to the Masdar city. This holds deep symbolism between Amravati and Masdar city, and both are greenfield cities envisioned for sustainability, innovation and digital governance. So therefore the potential for urban development, partnerships in green building technologies, climate resilient infrastructure is boundless, it's truly immense. And we can position these two cities as even living labs for Indo-UAE collaboration and urban innovation. And Honorable CM had mentioned about the Quantum Valley coming up, the great strides we are making in AI innovation and the investments that we are making. So this can become truly like a living lab for both the countries and both the cities. Likewise, in the clean hydrogen and clean energy and green hydrogen, AI and quantum, we have a shared future. So the AP Integrated Clean Energy Policy 2024 targets 160 gigawatts, as highlighted by the Honorable CM, and complements the UAE's USD 163 billion clean energy commitment by 2050. So incentives like 25% caps subsidies and single window clearances streamline a lot of investments and open up new avenues. So both India and UAE are investing in green hydrogen heavily as the fuel of the future. And with Andhra Pradesh natural endowment in solar, wind and pumped hydro, the UAE scale-up capabilities, the unique scale-up capabilities of UAE, we can shape the green hydrogen corridor to the global south. So UAE's bold bets on AI and quantum computing, we are really thrilled to hear about the G42 strides, in terms of cloud and AI, and I think a great landmark groundbreaking agreement was made during President Trump's visit. So these are all truly, very elating, and I see a whole lot of synergy between both these regions, and in the areas of AI and quantum computing, then fintech, smart governance. So all these create a very ripe ground. The mindsets, the culture. There's a lot of commonality, and so therefore there's a lot of R&D and deep tech startups that can take up, and especially the digital public infrastructure. And again, after this session, the Honorable Minister Nara Lokesh Garu is going to speak. So he's going to again share some of his insights. And there is this very favorable electronic policy, and our CM has set up a very ambitious target of $100 billion investments into this electronics manufacturing. Likewise, GCCs is another big, great possibility, the global capability centers. So while we welcome UAE investments into Andhra Pradesh, I also want to emphasize on the reverse flow of opportunities into AP. So our MSMEs, this is a great engine of growth for the country, and our startups and mid-sized enterprises are now truly ready to take off and explore UAE as a gateway to the GCC, Africa and Europe. And from IT services and processed foods to marine exports and engineering products, AP's industries are poised to scale globally. And of course, UAE's investor-friendly ecosystem, logistic infrastructure and free zones that has been highlighted by the Under Secretary.
एस्ट्रोलॉजी के इतने सारे वेबिनार अटेंड कर लिए, पर किसी भी वेबिनार में ये नहीं बताया कि वैदिक.
So, and lastly, from the CI perspective, we are deeply committed, as pointed out by my President-elect, Mr. Mukundam, earlier, and I, as the Chairman of CI Andhra Pradesh, I reaffirm our commitment to making these partnerships truly frictionless and make it very seamless in whatever possibilities that can happen. And CI is working closely with the AP Economic Development Board, ministries and international agencies to facilitate B2B and government to business opportunities, and of course the knowledge collaboration just beyond, not just beyond, going beyond the MOUs. So CI drives UAE-India partnership, securing $10 billion in FDI commitments in 2024. And Vijayawada UAE Economic Meet exemplifies CI's role in fostering this collaboration. And this credibility assures Mr. Al-Falais of reliable investment facilitation. Thank you, sir. And as a closing thought, I think we have a shared destiny. We have so much things in common, great leadership, great governance, and truly unique advantages. So UAE and Andhra Pradesh are natural allies in many ways, and in this new world order that His Excellency had earlier highlighted, defined by the sustainable development, digital infrastructure, innovation, and collaborative capitalism. So let's not just do business on both sides. So let's build this future together. And thank you very much for this opportunity. Shukran. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Mr. Murali Krishna. That was very comprehensive indeed. Moving on to before we go on to the minister, sir, just one, Mr. Walid, just wanted to take some cues from what Mr. Murali Krishna has been talking about, that smart city infrastructure and the development of smart cities. So as you are aware that Andhra Pradesh is planning and executing a new smart city in the capital region development. And what do you see the role that UAE investors and companies can play, and what role that UAE support this engagement moving forward?
It's a good question. Again, I'll go back. I think Dubai, when we first came here, Dubai Internet City actually played a major role in the development of the IT city in Hyderabad. So, and UAE, we learned from experience. We don't pretend to be the smartest, but it's the opportunity that we gained allowed us to learn from our mistakes, learn from our practices. Due to that, you find that UAE was one of the leading countries in free zone development. Myself, I was involved in 3 free zone development in Djibouti, in Malaysia, in Jeddah, where we were able to come up and see people. Yes, it sounds easy. A free zone is a piece of land, structure, and rules and regulation. And then after that comes the fun part, which is attracting the investment. Looking at India, you have the simplest, the most important element, which is human resources. And now you see with India, China, all these countries, the vision of development of AI have gone really amazing. You know, thanks to India, to China, the process of AI is becoming very cost effective. All of us remember, you know, DeepSeek, how they shaken the industry from paying billions. Now with $3 to $4 to $5 million, you can have a full-fledged, DeepSeek. I think India and China are two economies that can bless the world. Why? Because of your smart human resources. So countries like us, we work very close with these economies to develop. And someone just mentioned, I just met the group 42 guys here. So our role, we have developed a know-how in free zone development. What is the strength? In our ability to attract investment for our projects. So I remember in Morocco, when we worked in the development of Tangier Airport, we made an agreement with the Moroccan government to have one license. So a license in Jebel Ali Free Zone was applicable in Morocco. That by itself allowed what? See, I'll have to be very honest. There are certain economies, when you want to open a company, you get scared. You know, not for some reason, I want to open a company in China or India, it's a bit a gray area. And thanks to the Chief Minister have given us a little bit of relaxation in the sense, come and I'll give you, you know, I spent around 25 years working in Africa. And the biggest challenge that we used to face is a one-stop shop of helping company access markets. You know, this license that we really give people a hard time for is nothing. Why? Because without an office and a bank account, your license is useless. If you really think about it, you give me a license. What can I do with the license if I don't have an office? And what I can do a license with your license if there is no bank account? So the process of people entering economy, make it easy. Let people come. So the same thing for attracting investment, for developing free zones, for developing industrial parks, make the process of entry very easy. If they come, they, enter the country, they start doing business, they will start hiring people. They will start doing whether IT development or different food parks or etc. They will do it. The challenge that I see in a lot of these economies, they make the entry process so difficult that companies don't come. So if we go from this and back to the real question, UAE bring easy to do business. We develop a formula. It's not magic, but it's a formula that we learned, and we bring it to certain countries. And these countries that we click with, actually they thrive with us. So that's my view. We can support in different industry, free zone development. I think Your Excellency mentioned renewable energy, ports, free zones, technology, even technology. The technology that we develop together with you, actually we go and we resell somewhere else. So this is my view. I think but to be very specific with the question, we need to zoom. We zoom on what? We zoom on what I call, there is a vision that always I talk about, it's called investment map. I come to India, we expect the investor to know everything. Investor doesn't know anything. Create an investment map to show all the, what I call pre-visibility projects. Why? Customer doesn't know what he's doing. He's dependent on IPAs, FDI agency, to give him direction. That's why you have these entities established. And my advice to the first line of investment attraction, create your investment map. What is it? It's simple clustering, simple pre-visibility stage project, locations. So when I come to Andhra Pradesh, I know where is the agriculture projects, where is the IT project, where is this. That's my simple advice to my brothers. We love you. In UAE, you guys have helped us a lot in building our economies also. You guys contributed. My advice to you, create your investment map. Why? Without this, there's a lot of countries. As an investor, when you come, your radar is India, your radar is China, your radar is Africa. Customers invest where they find it easy to invest, to do business. That's my simple advice.
Yeah, taking cues from His Excellency, I think I completely agree with you. We are endowed with, amazing talent here. Technical, in fact, the next gen technology ready, talent available. And this is where I was talking about that we could look at collaborating, like, the new Greenfield city, Amravati, which is coming up. And Masdar is, you truly set, I think, benchmark standards in terms of, not just ease of doing business, but in terms of livability, like the Under Secretary earlier had brought up. The UAE is truly kind of a benchmark or a gold standard for livability in many ways, especially cities like Dubai or Abu Dhabi. So we can, collaborate and learn in many ways. And likewise, India has a very unique challenges. India had also launched this 100 Smart Cities program, and there is a lot of learnings that have come up. So basically, ultimately, a smart city is to improve the livability in the areas of safety, security, traffic, solid waste management, street lighting, and see how, the experience of the citizens are, far better. So one, I completely agree with His Excellency's perspective that ease of doing business, and especially here he brings a lot of expertise in creating 3 free zones, and those 3 zones are truly smart cities, I think. So there's a whole lot of expertise that we can gain. And likewise, we also have unique challenges. India's challenges are different. Right, you need video analytics for very unique cases like potholes, or maybe a triple riding. People are going on a triple riding. You don't have these use cases, outside. So these are all very unique, which requires again to apply technology like AI or imaging. So we can look at this is where I was talking about creating a living lab in Amravati and collaborating between Masdar city or UAE, Dubai, and the free zones for both businesses as well as the citizens to see how we can create a very livable city in Amravati. And this is and technology is anyway our strength.
You know what I did? Basically, instead of me figuring out what you do, I send it to, AI, gave me exactly what you do. What are the opportunities that I can do work with you? Simple.
So I think this is where, Your Excellency, if from the investor's standpoint, there is a whole lot of possibilities that can open up within the smart city. A city is made of every function. Like you have traffic, you have, healthcare, you have education, right? You have utilities, power, water. So you have all these functions. So across these functions, to create a smart city, you need to apply technology, you need to develop new processes, and your expertise, especially in creating cities like Masdar or Dubai or Abu Dhabi, will come very handy in using that expertise in Amravati. And technology is our forte. We have a very good talent, like you brought out. So, and then we have some of these experiences from the 100 smart cities. So both these can.
See, starting a new city is easier than starting an old city.
Yeah, greenfield city is always easy. So Masdar city is also a greenfield city, and Amravati is also a very greenfield city. You very well. Yeah.
Thank you. Now I would request the Honorable Minister of Infrastructure and Investments, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri B.C. Janardhan Reddy Garu, to give a strategic perspective on enabling cross-border investments from UAE into Andhra Pradesh.
A warm welcome to our esteemed dignitaries from the United Arab Emirates, industry leaders from both regions, and fellow government colleagues. This session is a reflection of the growing synergy between the United Arab Emirates and Andhra Pradesh. We jointly pursue cross-border growth, investments, partnerships, and shared prosperity. The United Arab Emirates is among India's largest trading and investments partners, and we in Andhra Pradesh are committed to taking this bilateral relationship to the next level at the subnational level. We see this partnership is one that goes beyond grade. One build on shared goals would food security, energy transition, resilient infrastructure, and globally connectivity. Andhra Pradesh is emerging as India's most strategically located and investor-ready state. 1,054 kilometers coastline, 6 operation ports, 6 airports. Direct sea connectivity to Middle East ports such as Jebel Ali, Abu Dhabi, and Sharjah. We are investing heavily in port-led industrialization, logistics, park, multimodal transport, and corridor-based development. We invest in United Arab Emirates investors to explore industrial nodes in Visakhapatnam to Chennai, Chennai to Bangalore, Hyderabad to